Hi everyone, this is Michaela and welcome back to my channel. I'm doing today, I'm so excited about it. I'm finally doing a full gym set for myself, and I'm using the Monica leggings or shorts. This time I will be doing them as leggings since it's still winter here in Spain, so I'm really looking forward to have some nice leggings. So I've chosen this beautiful fabric, and I've already cut my fabric. So as you know, you have to cut two pieces of lycra in mirror. And what I'm actually going to do first, I'm going to pin, so sorry. Yes, so I'm going to pin, I don't know how to say it nicely, the crotch areas, right? So these two sides, I'm going to pin them just like that. And here as well, this little bit, which is also this. So I'm going to pin, and since my fabric is not very slippery, I will go ahead immediately and serge it. So this pattern is like so simple to construct. It's so easy to do. So pinning, serging, no elastic needed. And I've got here as well, I will be making a top as well later. So I've got here as well the band, the cross band, and this is optional. I've got a piece of mesh, lycra mesh, because I like it to be more tight around my tummy, right? So if you don't want to use the mesh, then you just should do the following steps. If you do want to use the mesh, first what I recommend is to do a basting stitch. So you connect the mesh with your lycra part. So I'll be doing first a basting stitch all over to connect it together. Once I've done this, then what I will be doing, I will be folding in two just like that, and I will be doing another basting stitch all over this part, right? Then I'll be showing you the next steps. The basting stitch, I will make little cuts into it because, as I said, it's just a basting stitch, so it's used to hold the fabric together, right? So the fabric is not sliding or it's not moving. Okay, so I'll go ahead and I'll do this off camera, and once I've done it, I will be showing you what are the next steps. So I went ahead and I serged the parts of the leggings which I told you, so the crotch area, the both sides. And since I do have a cover stitch, first I will actually do a top stitch. If you don't have a cover stitch, you can always use a twin needle, or you can actually zigzag stitch. I prefer this so I don't feel the seam in the middle. So yeah, we're gonna go and I'm going to show you how I top stitch. So I'm always choosing one side where the seam is less visible. So this place, I place it just here, and in the beginning I go quite slow, so I'm making sure that my fabric is catching, which it is. Now I'm doing actually in the same stitch, I'm doing the other side. since it's just easier. So my okay, I just get a thread snipper. Okay, so sorry. Oh, I think I've hit my phone. Let me just check if you see it good. Yeah, okay. So as I said to you, I did a top stitch. Optional, you can press it down if you see like it's waving a little bit. I don't see it's waving, so I will not press it down. And now I'm gonna go ahead and turn it back on my wrong side of the fabric. And what I'm going to do next, I'm gonna align first the two seams, and I'm going to pin it, and I will be doing the leg openings like I would call them, right? So I would pin and then serge all around the leg openings. Yes, so the same, if you have after serging, if you have a cover stitch, you can always do another top stitch. I must admit it's quite a challenge to top stitch the leggings this way. Not impossible, so with a lot of patience you can do it. I have a lot of patience, and I will actually do it because I really love this decorative stitch over. So yeah, it is tricky because you will have to fold it all in one and really go very careful in this area, the legs, you know, you have to go that you're not catching any threads in between, you know. So yeah, I go really slow, right? I don't mind showing it. I can do it. If you choose not to, it's absolutely not a problem. Definitely serging it is important. And I will explain you now the band, right? So what I did with the band, like I said, I'm gonna unpin it to show you what I did. So I did a basting stitch, and you can see I ripped a lot of parts and I stretched it already, right? And next I'm going to place it just like that on top of each other. Yes, and I will be pinning it, and then I'm going to do a straight stitch over over these layers. There will be 4 layers, so you do the 4 layers, a straight stitch just to hold the 4 layers together, so later on it's easier to introduce them in your shorts or in your leggings, right? So yeah, this is how the band looks like. It's so beautiful. I'm so happy. No, I really like this pattern. Yeah, so yeah, if you want to see how I top stitch it, how I do the basting stitch. So I'm practically just placing it, and the setting is on 4, the highest length stitch, and I go straight over these 4 layers like this. Oh, it's here, sorry. And then I go to the other side. I repeat the same thing. I like to cut my small threads only in the end. In the end of my process, I like to cut my small threads, because they will always gather, so it's always easier to do it. So yeah, I'm going to cut a few openings here on this last stitch. So the same, it allows me to have more stretch on my band. I make sure that I do this on the both sides. All right, so this is my band. It's already prepared for the trousers. I will do this, that it's quite stretchy here, that I'm not having it too tight. Nevertheless, it could still be, so when I put it on, then I could hear like some pops, but I don't mind. So this is my band, and now the trousers, they're almost ready. I pinned already one side. Since I've hit my head, I really hope you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and pin I think pinning is really important for this step, especially because you will have to line the center seams. You'll have to line them together, so to be sure that they will be lined and the fabric not overstretching or anything is really important. So yeah, since my fabric is like so easy to work on, I'm just going ahead and I'm going to serge it. So sorry. I'm going to serge it. As you see, I'm actually not doing I'm not stretching the fabric. I'm not manipulating it in any way. I just make sure that I'm sewing over the 4 layers at all times. Over the 2 layers at all times. And here, I'll make sure that it stays. All right. Here, I'm going to check it out that it stays seam over seam. And I will go a little slower. That's it. So I've actually serged my trousers. Now I can turn them on the right side and look how beautiful I've connected my seams. They're so beautifully synchronized. They're so beautifully matching. So I'm turning them on the right side, and before I will do the band, I will actually top stitch it. Like I said, it's a challenge, right? It's a challenge because you will have to start from here, from one of the legs, and you will be going and stitching, folding it in. And I'll just tell you a secret. I actually stop a little bit between this part in my legs because then it's easier to start, and then I will be starting the other way around, so I'm not gathering all this fabric for 2 legs. So I'll do like a half, and then I'll turn it and I'll do the other half, right? If you don't have a cover stitch and you don't want to do this step, the next will be introducing your band into the shorts. So this is my front piece. As you can see, this is as well my front piece. If you don't know, I recommend to mark it with something. I will be placing it like, let's say, facing front and front. And actually, it's a little tricky, but you will have to match your middle of your band. So this is my middle, and I'm going to pin it with something so I know that this is my middle, right? So it's easier to know which is the front middle, but you will have to fold it just in two, just like I did, so you know what is your middle. So this middle has to be lined up, should be lined up with the front of your shorts or leggings, right? So they are kind of like introduced inside, right? And then this piece, you will be lining it up with your with this. I always start on this side. So what I do, I actually do a first few straight stitches. I make sure that I'm like here, and I do a few straight stitches like this, just to make sure that my fabric is being lined up right away where it should be. And then I turn my fabric and I'll do a few straight stitches here, right? First I'll cover stitch my part, and then I will be continuing with my band, because I don't want that my trousers are really heavy to do this. As well, I recommend you, if you have a cover stitch as well, you should be folding it in about 1.5 centimeters, 2 centimeters, folding it in. In case you don't do a top stitch here, then you can just fold it in and cover stitch or top stitch this part of your end of your leggings, right? The legs, right? Or you just can do a zigzag stitch to finish it nicely. Okay, so I've top stitched my my trousers, my leggings, and as well I already top stitched the bottom part. So like I said, I will be doing the next step with you, introducing the band, or introducing them in the band. So first thing, because I am pinned it to be able to top stitch, so first thing I'm going to do, I'm going to match my center of my band right here in the center with my center of my band with my center of my leggings. And then I will be matching one side, and I will be doing a basting stitch over. I want to show you how I do it. I actually just do a few stitches, so I'm catching right the center of my band. That's it. There are just a few stitches, and now I will be going the other way. I'm going to turn it like that, and I do as well a few stitches just to have a very nice V. So the same, just a few stitches. Next, what I'm going to do, let me just check. Yes, I'm recording. Next, what I'm going to do, I'm going to pin all along. And as you know, the band is a little shorter. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stretch a little bit the band, and then I'm pinning. And then again, stretch a little bit of the band, and then I'm pinning. Oh, I have to stretch a little more. So they match pretty good the front of my pattern with my band. So I have to stretch it a little more, like this. Now do the same on the other side. Stretch my band, and I will be pinning it, and then the same, stretch and pin it. And since I realized that I'm not really in the center here, I'm going to be moving this bit just a little more like this. Yeah, so that will be much better. Okay, so I'm going ahead straight to my serger, since I don't need any more top stitching or basting stitching, and I'm sewing it and serging it with the band on the top, and I will be explaining you why, so it's easier to pull when I be needing it, the pulling. So like I said, I'm going to go stretch it. So I'm stretching it whilst I'm serging it. I don't stretch too much, just to make up for my to serge it in the same length of my band of my leggings already, until I'm matching them. So far so good. All right, let's see what we've done. Here are the shorts, the leggings. As you can see, there are small threads, like I said to you. There will be small threads popping up from your bust stitching. This is the moment where I really take my time, and I'm cutting all these little threads, because afterwards I will be doing a top stitch. So because I have an industrial sew machine, it allows me to go over pretty thick parts of my fabric. But if you don't, I definitely recommend you to try maybe a zigzag stitch, or you don't even need to cover stitch it. I like to do, because obviously it's looking much more professional that way. So they are so easy, these leggings. They're so easy to construct them, and they're so beautiful and so flattering. I really love the V band, as it gives this really beautiful waist. Yeah, so yeah, I'm going to cover stitch it, and most likely I will be pressing them a little bit, so my seams are staying very, very flat. But yeah, this is the final result. Happy sewing!